And also joining us this afternoon, kami naman tayo, Professor Ranjit Rai, ang presidente po ng Octa Research. Magandang hapon, Professor Rai, and thank you for joining us.
Hi, good
Hi,
afternoon,
Professor.
everyone.
Good afternoon po.
Good afternoon to all our televiewers. Thank you for inviting Octa Research.
Hi, sir. Kami naman tayo. Ang inyong survey from March, 1,200 respondents, almost 7 out of every 10 Filipinos want the VP to undergo the impeachment proceedings so that, I suppose, to clear the air of all the issues being...
Trial.
Yeah, to clear
Yes, yeah.
all the issues that he is facing. Interesting lang kasi 7 out of 10, tapos almost 3 out of 10 disagree. Kumbaga, ang liit ng undecided, 3% lamang ang undecided. 69 versus 28 versus 3. So, I suppose it's a clear indication of very, very
Polarized, no?
linyado.
Polarized and very...
Wow.
Yeah, but we have to understand that 69% of our kababayas, our adult Filipinos, want a process to continue, want the impeachment trial process. Yeah, am I okay?
Yes, sir.
Can I be heard?
We can hear you. We can hear you.
Yeah.
But it has to be understood, no? That this is not an apathetic public. When you look at the report, which all of you have, it's 87% are aware of complaint. They may not be aware of the details, and we were very clear in the report there. So it's a highly aware and engaged public. What the data means is that it does not mean that it's automatic support for removal.
Yes, yes.
Okay? It reflects a demand for accountability, but it also reflects a demand for due process. We have a sub-study for this, but we can't release it because it's there's a subscriber to it. No, we cannot release it. But the gist of that study, if I may say, is that some supporters are actually seeing the process as a way to clear her name. So when you look at the data in that other probe in Mindanao and in Central Visayas, they're looking at it as not as a mechanism for accountability, but as a mechanism for due process and a tool or platform for her to clear her name. So 69% is essentially saying, bring it to a proper trial, put together, don't prejudge it, but don't ignore it either.
I was going to ask you about that. Nabanggit niyo yung Visayas and Mindanao. It's interesting na pinakamataas yung approval of the VP facing trial sa Visayas.
Yes.
Higher than in Metro Manila.
Yes.
Tatanong kita, ano kaya yung dahilan doon?
I think, this has been a big debate this whole morning, no? Some of the academics have come to me, and this is within a context where other survey companies have come out with the different finding. But it has to do with framing and how people understand the question. For everyday Filipinos, trial means something that deals or is associated with fairness, an opportunity to explain the process. So for some people, they understand the question that way, which is very different from the framing, let's say, of other survey companies, which focused on the removal. So everyday Filipinos are clear. We want the trial to continue, but we're holding. Okay, we're not making any decisions about the outcomes. We're not yet sure about removal. So it's pretty clear that that's one way to interpret it. And it's 87% awareness, 69% want the trial to continue. And when you go down to the radix, the roots of it, 77% of young people, those who are millennials, I should say Gen Zs, are very supportive of this process. So that's the big picture, no? It's a structured. I think it's a demand for accountability at one level. It's also a demand for due process. And while different companies will have different ways of framing the question, here in Octa, this same question we ran last year. First quarter 2020, was 78%. It's gone to 69, but it's still relatively high.
Yeah. Prof,
Mm.
that's exactly what I was going to ask you because we were talking about this on the sidelines of an event, which is the importance of the framing of the
Yeah.
question. Talk us through what you did differently there because there have been other surveys that ask more or less the same question pero malayo yung numbers nila sa inyo eh.
Kasi, yeah, but actually when you look at their questions, completely different. They're talking about, for example, the outcome. We're just talking
Mm.
about the procedure, no?
Mm.
The trial, no? So some of the other questions that we were accessible to from other companies is, do you want to impeach, no? Do you know the case in detail? So, generally speaking, most Filipinos would probably say no to those kinds of questions because the more you don't know about the case, the more likely you will not cast judgment, no, whether to impeach. So it's the framing is more new, is in our view at least more accessible to all types of persuasions, whether you're pro Duterte, anti Duterte. You think that giving her a platform to clear her name is always something positive. So or something that you can you have a way of answering. So they're saying yes to a procedure, but they're not saying anything beyond that. Okay, so there's no position to remove her. There's no,
Mm.
a statement saying she's convicted. They just want a process where she can, number one side of the spectrum is saying let's hold her accountable. The other side is saying let's give her a platform to clear her name.
Sir, himayin ko lang yung yung mga regions, yung mga results coming from the regions. Interesting lang kasi na so wonder if you have any notes here kung bakit ganun ang ibang regions. For example, looking at Northern Mindanao, ang taas niya, 91% want her to undergo the impeachment trial. Also Caraga region 13, 80%. Di ba? These are significant numbers. Versus, for example, Region 9, Zamboanga area, 34% lang. And I think Region 12 is Soc-Sargen, 38%. 34 in Zamboanga, 38% ang Soc-Sargen. So what do you think are the reasons for this huge disparity dun sa Mindanao regions as far as this survey is concerned?
Well, I guess it's also how people in certain areas, in different areas, are accessible to certain information. No? So when you cross-validate this with Class E is less informed, and you'll see a greater variance. It's also in the report. No? So A, B, Class ABC and Class D are very clear. They want large majorities want a trial to happen. Want accountability.
71 versus 72 versus 54. Yeah.
But when you look at Class E, no, there is a variance. No, it's much lower. There's a bigger section of that class that is against it. So one way to explain this, how people are able to access information, how people are able to understand it, and respond to a particular question like this. So those are possibly some of the ways to explain the framing of the survey, and of course the time frame. I think to a great extent when you understand that 87% know that it exists, this impeachment process, a lot of people would like to know more about why this is happening. How do we hold the person accountable? For those who are her supporters, they're saying, yes, she should face trial without actually saying that she should be removed. No, so it really is a product of how people respond to the question. Now, as to why for certain areas, this is really hard for us to explain at the moment. No? But what's important to know that when you look at Mindanao in general, it's around 60%. Who are saying yes to her, no? That now in the other probe, the sub probe that we have, that is supposed to be part of this also, but it's not commissioned. But it's commissioned, I should say. We're seeing that many of her supporters, when you look down at the level of supporters, they're seeing the trial as a platform for her to clear her name. So this is how they're responding. So that's one way to explain. But I can't explain it on a provincial level. But by and large,
Yeah.
when you look Duterte supporters, they're seeing it as a way to clear her name. Many of them believe that this is politically motivated. Many of them believe that she can clear her name, and that once and for all she should be given the opportunity to do so. So put them all together at national, at the big picture level. 69% of our kababayans want the trial to happen.
Mhm. Sir, I'll zoom into, for example, Region 11, the Davao region. Interesting din yun
Yeah.
kasi it's Davao region eh. 61 for the trial to proceed versus 38. So I guess this also explains what you were saying kanina na
Yeah.
people that don't necessarily see this as are you pro or anti-Duterte, more of do you want things to move forward so that magkalabasan.
There are two elements. One is accountability, and the other one is about due process. So people are appreciating it differently depending on where they are. So for those who are pro Duterte supporters, they're seeing this a mechanism, a platform that should be provided for the vice president to clear her name. So this is what the sub probe is also showing us. And that same sub-probe is also telling us, so many other things about whether if she's convicted and all. But we'll give that in another report, no? But this is
Nako.
still very important finding. Moving forward.
Prof naman, may cliffhanger pa. You
Yeah,
could
I can't talk about that part. But but it's so illuminating, how strong her base is, and how they see things is very different from let's say how others in Balance Luzon and the NCRC. The same question is appreciated very differently. So but I think
Pero
it's
yung sub-probe, Prof, yung
Yes, ma'am.
sub-probe, nilinaw ba dun sa mga respondents na the VP does not recognize the jurisdiction of the House?
Wala, ma'am.
Ayaw
Walang
niyang
legal
ituloy.
technical, ma'am.
Malinaw ba yun?
Ma'am, wala ako for the regular respondent for the average Filipino, ang hirap ko this was a very hard probe to conduct kasi there were
Yeah.
questions. So it wasn't very technical. We shied away from technical terms. We shied away from asking them, do you know the nitty-gritty about the case? We just asked them, should she be given a chance? And the question is there to clear her name basically through an impeachment trial, and because they appreciated a trial differently from, let's say, a more punitive, accountability type question like the impeachment. They must have answered. They must have appreciated the question differently. And then we did the sub probe, and we found out, pro Duterte supporters appreciated the question very differently from those who were not associated with or not identified as pro Duterte. Now, how do we do that? Because we have another probe. This is open to yung definition mo, yung political preference mo, whether you're pro Marcos, pro Duterte, or associated with the traditional opposition, or you're undecided. So here's what we're seeing also. Now we're going to come out with that report, and that's for the public to see also. There's an increase in those who are associating themselves with the traditional opposition. There's a slight decrease in those who are saying they're undecided.
Slight decrease.
Slight decrease from 30 to something like 26 or 27. It's negligible, actually.
Undecided is equivalent to independent because there's got to be a huge
undecided. Yeah, they're independent.
There, yeah.
Very good.
So
independence. Yeah.
Okay. And you're right to point out it is a platform for accountability naman talaga. It's not supposed to be to gauge whether you're pro or anti, but it is a way for her to get due process, is what the congressmen have been saying all along. But Prof, talk us through the age demographics here. May epekto ba yun sa mga sagot, or it doesn't really matter?
Well, we don't have an analysis of it. We just have a breakdown at the moment. And what we're seeing is it's a high awareness and a very strong support among the greatest number of voters, that means from 18 to 34, and so That's what we're seeing now. It's above it's about 70%, no? So yeah, so there's
younger.
class dynamics, no? And there's a very strong youth factor. They probably get all the information from the television.
Social media.
Yeah, they're the most supportive of this due process, this mechanism called impeachment, no? 77% for 18 to 24. So this is my interpretation. This is not cynical. They're not disengaged. They want these institutional processes to work. And you know, even at the urban divide, no, may 75% of the rural folks said yes, in terms of awareness, no, and in terms of support, I should say, and sa urban setting, 63%. So it's not just Manila; it's the whole country is involved at some level. So the big picture is, you know, Filipinos want this process to continue. They're not rushing to judge, but they want this process to work and to continue. So I think that's what 69% of Filipinos supporting the impeachment process means as far as the Octa study first quarter of 2026 means.
Sir, balikan ko lang yung patikim nyo kanina, yung teaser ninyo na you said kasi you noted an increase in the
It's okay, it's just us anyway.
you've noticed a decrease in the undecided, a slight decrease from 20 something to 30 something.
From 30% to I can't be so clear about the
Yes,
data
sir.
at the moment.
Yes, I
Something like
understand.
25% now. And they moved there's some increase because you have to ask yourself where they went.
Yeah.
So they went to nagkaroon ng konting increase sa mga pro sa pro pink and yellow support, no? Those who identify themselves with that
That's
movement.
by how
And then,
many percent more or less? Not a hard number. I'm just trying to tease it out of you.
Yeah. No way. I'm willing to say it, but I don't have the data at the moment. But the
You're willing to
increases
say it? Okay.
yeah, the increases happened with those who identify themselves as part of the traditional opposition and the pro-Marcos. So that's it. Those are the two areas that benefited this quarter from the from that shift. Because
Yes,
you have
sir.
to ask yourself where the undecided went naman eh. So they went to these two
Pero
places.
sir, pinagsama niyo yung Pink and Pro Marcos or magkahiwalay pa rin sila?
They're separate. They're
Okay.
separate. So when we
Hiwalay.
compare them with last quarter, there are slight improvements in the numbers. So and of course, the observation that the undecideds went down. Okay.
Yeah.
But
Si-
the
si-
product that is the same pa rin.
Si Edo nang iintriga.
Hindi,
What is
actually,
this?
hindi ba?
Uniteam
May
2.0?
dadating na ano,
Clarity.
Actually, merong medyo significant drop in the ratings of the Vice President. Sa inyo ba yun?
Hindi pa. We're releasing it pa tomorrow. Kaya naman kumama.
We will have you back
Tignan
tomorrow.
mo naman kami.
Hindi ko muna dadaldal. O sige, wag muna.
We're
merong
release tomorrow or
nagkaroon ng
Monday. We're still looking
Merong
at
nagkaroon ng significant
Kami talaga, embargoed
increase
nga.
sa ibang grupo, ha?
Yeah, sa ibang grupo
Yes.
siguro yan, ma'am. Hindi pa natin pinagagawa yung report.
Medyo significant yung numbers na yon, ha? Hindi
Yeah,
lang
but,
yan ganyan.
but ma'am, abangan niyo lang yung amin na report and
Ayan na.
yeah, so all of these are all consistent naman with what we're finding. And then this week we'll try to come out with the preference. But for the first time, we're probably going to publish something. The big chunk
This
of
is presidential election preference.
for 2028. A big chunk of the surveys commission, but the parts that we can now share are quite telling. No? For example, the vice president's numbers went down for the first time in 4
Yan
quarters.
na nga.
Okay. No, this is for 2028 preference.
Yeah.
Then the number 2 is not anymore a universe away. Okay. The number 2 person is now just what? 9 between 9 to 12 points away na. So yung gap nagnarrow na po. And just in 1 quarter. So we'll come out with a more systematized report next week na siguro, ma'am.
Sir, when you say yung number 2 should I guess who that is?
So yeah,
How
it's
many
VP
syllables?
Lenny. Yeah, I mean Mayor Lenny. Mayor Lenny's gap with the vice president has narrowed.
9 to 12 percentage points difference na lang.
Yeah, oh, yeah. So this is what's happening, and these are significant changes because her numbers hardly changed for a whole year. She's been, been stagnant.
Yes, sir.
Not
Yes, sir.
moving.
Pero sir, for reference lang, para may clarity tayo, kung 9 to 12 percentage points difference lang for your last survey, the previous survey, ano po yung gap noon?
That was double digits. Yeah, I mean it was double digits for most of the year, for most of 2025. For this for Mayor Lenny in particular.
Sir,
Pero hindi kaya dahil sinasabi lagi ni Lenny, she's not interested in running. Consistent siya doon.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, we're
Diba?
wondering also what happened. She didn't do
Yeah.
anything last quarter, except for that, very, that visit, no, that the president made,
Yeah.
putting
Medyo nag-high profile yung mga bisita sa kanya.
and then, but siguro kay President, President Marcos visiting
Yeah.
her in, in Bicol.
Naga, yeah.
Was the only big event actually that happened, but it could be a confluence of other factors. We have to study.
Yeah. So you have to ask as well whether is she gaining supporters or is the front runner losing supporters?
That has to be determined pa, yeah. But I think to a great extent she's gaining supporters. I don't know if it's because supporters of the front runner, which is the Vice President Duterte, is moving out that very much.
And freeze.
Sir, sorry, we lost you there. And
Nag-freeze siya.
that was the juicy part. Sir, can you hear us?
Basta bumaba, maniwala ka sa akin.
Ito, si Professor
Bumaba
nagpatikim,
si
tapos
VP.
nilaglag tayo. Okay.
Kasi embargoed,
Bumaba si
Ed.
VP.
Embargoed pa until tomorrow and next
Embargoed,
week.
pero he's talking about it already. So, whatever we're gonna do, close our ears.
Bumaba si VP,
Kunya-
nakasahan niya.
Ayan niya, I think he's back. Is he back,
Tignan niya.
Professor
Nabasa.
Ranjit? Wala pa.
Noise na.
Oh, may oras pa tayo.
Ayan na siya.
Prof, teka, yung
Ayan na,
juicy
balik,
parts,
balik.
yung juicy parts
Ayan
na
na siya,
pinatikim mo
nandito
sa
siya.
amin tapos hindi namin narinig. So, can you go
Okay,
back?
what we're basically saying is that she gained, no? Si Mayor Lenny gained a lot in this quarter, nearly double digits, and so we're still studying why. And again, Reg is correct. It could be a confluence of other factors. But rest assured, we're going to release the report. Give us some time because we're here part-time in Okta. Alam mo yun?
Yes, sir. We understand. Yeah, yes, sir.
We have a schedule of releases. And so next week we'll release that. And we'll
Prof,
But the big
give it
question-
to us before Philstar,
But sir, the big question, of course, the big question where you got cut is where is she getting the numbers from?
Yeah, that's actually we have to really study. Don't worry, Ed will come out with a report and see where it's coming from. And one has to see this from the long view, and the long view is that her numbers have improved. She was always number 3 ever since. Now she's the candidate after the vice president with a very competitive preference rating this quarter. And why it's important, because the gap has narrowed from what it was for the last 3 or 4 quarters. And so I think that's the big news. No, but of course there are people in that list that are also competitive. There's Rafi Tulfo, there's Erwin Tulfo, there's Mayor Isko, who's consistently been there. There are newcomers in the list, John Vic Remulla, for vice president in particular, si General Torre. There's always Risa, and of course, let's not forget Bam Aquino. No? So these are the people who are resonating as far as the preference survey is concerned, and we'll come out with a report next week. So let's see if we can come out at least for Mayor Lenny and VP Duterte. And let's be clear, the vice president still leading the surveys. The gap has narrowed, and it could be because of so many other factors: the impeachment. the yellows gaining during that period where the survey was conducted. These are not predictive. This is just preliminary. And I think the major conclusion here is there's no narrative of invincibility or inevitability as far as the vice president is concerned. And given that there's an impeachment,
Nawala.
she might take a hit, no? So these preference numbers might change.
Hmm.
Okay?
Yun sana
So these
itatanong ko
preference
sa'yo,
numbers
since
might
people
change.
want accountability, sa tingin mo magiging negative talaga sa kanya yung impeachment proceedings
Yeah, she'll
in
take a
the
hit.
House.
Yeah, it's likely that she'll take a hit. But she's still leading the survey.
Hmm. Yeah, but significant yung actually. Medyo significant yung numbers,
Mm.
Yung nakita ko.
This week and next week are crucial.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So yeah, thank you. I'm sorry, my internet's really bad. Yeah. So but yeah, the numbers will change, and we'll try to come out with a report. The impeachment process, she will take a hit there.
Yeah. Okay. Okay.
Okay.
The numbers. Yeah. Thank you.
Teka, sir, sundutin ko na rin kasi total, nandiyan ka na naman eh. Sorry So you were saying between 9 to 12 points ang difference na lang now between the number 1 and number 2. And you said the previous surveys double digit, but can you qualify yung double digit in the previous surveys? They were in the range of what to what? Kasi 9 to 12 is still double digit, of course, di ba? But to what degree in double digits in the previous? I'm trying to look for the previous ones, pero I'm medyo bagal yung net eh. But you might remember.
Sir, we did the last surveys were all commissioned. This particular part of the survey, our survey was nobody commissioned it.
Okay.
So we're able to
So you're free to release it.
Yeah. And so I don't have the actual numbers now, but what Professor David has been saying to me is that these numbers, particularly of the Mayor Lenny, have improved significantly, and that it's improved to the point that the gap between Mayor Lenny and the front runner, which is the vice president, at this point has narrowed. No, and when I say narrowed, when you look at the margin of error plus minus 3%, no, that's between 9 to 12. So this is the gap that has narrowed over just a short period of time. Now it could be the factors that could have influenced it. Could have been the impeachment. Could be the consolidating of the vote of VP Lenny, the movement supporting her. Yeah, we also have to understand that the third placer now, Senator Tulfo, also announced he wasn't going to run. So there's just so many factors. Let's see if this continue. But what I'm saying is that the impact on VP Duterte of this impeachment process is going to be largely negative. And so that might influence the second quarter numbers.
Okay.
Okay. Tama na, na-scoop nyo na eh.
Sige. Sir, balikan ka namin bukas.
Okay. Thank you, Prof.
Thank you, sir. Professor Ranjit
Thank
Ray,
you.
ang presidente po ng Octo Research. Thank you for joining us this afternoon. Sport parati itong si Professor Ranjit eh.
Thank
Kahit
you,
makulit tayo eh.
Professor.